I'm going to try and scale a business from $0 to $1 million in 90 days. My staff usually helps me with all of my business ventures. See why a lot of people complain. Again, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but day 30. It has been a very, very long day, but I wanted to do this day a little bit different. As opposed to doing all the vlogging stuff, to be honest, I kind of got a little bit off track because of all the business stuff I've been doing, and it's a little bit of a headache to juggle this many plates at once. I haven't felt this type of stress for a very long time just because I have my staff helping me with most business ventures that I start. As opposed to doing the vlog, shaky camera style, I really wanted to set up my lighting, I set up my mic, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on the challenge so far. It's a 1 month summary. I guess looking back at the first month of the challenge, it was really hard in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, just to make the adjustments and do all of those things. But as I've gotten used to it, it's not as hard anymore because it's almost become a part of my life. It takes 21 days to build a habit, and I've passed that 21 day mark, so it's almost become a habit to just live like this now. But it's hard to not be able to have a day off, and even though I have taken a day off, I feel guilty about it. So that's one thing that I'm learning to deal with. Again, that's not necessarily a business thing, it's more of a mentality thing. I'm doing okay. I don't know if I'm gonna hit $1 million. That's just my honest thoughts, but I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna quit until we hit the 90 days. So even if I'm at $1,000 day 90 already, I'm not gonna do anything about that. I'm just gonna keep going and see what we end up at. I think the transparency is very, very important. So it shows everyone what's possible. So with all that considered, one thing that I think I've taken away from the first month is I didn't realize how much work entrepreneurs have to do. Me specifically, like I said, my staff usually helps me with all of my business ventures. So I'll say, hey, go edit this video. Hey, go make this. Hey, go do that. Hey, call these people. Hey, go make an influencer list for me. So me having to do it all by myself for the first time in a very long time, it makes me remember how it was, and it is not easy. I see why a lot of people complain. Again, I've been complaining in a lot of these vlogs, and I understand why you do it now. But here's the difference. I'm complaining, but I'm still doing the work. It's like complaining about a workout while you're working out. I'm complaining, but I'm still doing the work. I think that's what's important. I don't get mad at complainers. I get mad at complainers that sit there and complain instead of doing something. I've also realized one really big thing. Everyone likes to say that entrepreneurs are the people who have all the money, right? You get paid a lot as an entrepreneur. You don't though. You get paid a lot compared to other people, but when you're looking at it based on the amount of work you have to do, the amount of risk you have to take, the blood, sweat, and tears, the mental frustration, the emotional roller coaster, entrepreneurs are some of the most underpaid people. Great example. I wanted to organize my thoughts a little bit because I felt overwhelmed. And whenever I feel overwhelmed, I like to collect my thoughts, organize, regroup, and attack, and I think everyone should do that. So I went and I threw a list together of just all of the things that I have to do as an entrepreneur, and I realized, holy shit, I have to do so many different things all by myself. I can see why people break down because of that. They can't handle the pressure. Again, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but it's a very rewarding thing, and I love the game. That being said, look at all the stuff that I have to do. Logistics and fulfillment. I have to work with my logistics partner on all that. Web developers, in my case, it's me and Julian. So Julian wants to help on the project. I let him help with the project. In my first ventures of business, I built all the web stuff myself. This is hard because it's all WordPress, and I'm not that well versed in it. So I'm thinking I should have used Shopify to make it easier. A lot of beginner entrepreneurs, I recommend using Shopify, but WordPress works. So logistics and fulfillment, I have to handle all the developers. I have to contact all the influencers. Not only do I have to contact them, I have to find them. And I put a little video about that on my TikTok. I have to create the affiliate program because if I'm gonna hit $1 million in 90 days, my only hope is I find Facebook ads that work and I could run it on that side. I have affiliates that do it with me. I have influencers. This is not one of those businesses where if you're gonna do it in 90 days, you cannot scale it just strictly off Facebook ads. You need to have the entire everything hitting. You have to have a perfect website. Fulfillment has to be on point. You have to have influencers that are riding with you. A great affiliate program. Facebook ads that hit. Handle all the graphic designs and all the stuff I post on the social media. I have to create all the commercials and edit them myself. Create testimonial content that goes back with the influencers. Facebook and Instagram ads. I have to handle all that stuff. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's not easy posting. All of these in themselves are full-time jobs for people normally. As a business owner, you have to do all of those in one, which is why you get paid as much as you do to handle all those in one. Extra stuff like creating giveaway pages, brand ambassador campaigns. There's so many different ways to attack outreach, DMs, phone calls, so many different ways to attack that you almost are overwhelmed by how much you have to do. So I've taken that away from the first month. To be honest, doing all this work, we've only made like $1,200. 30 days in, we've made $1,200 on a new business, and I had to do all of this work. Great part about business, and I talked about it in previous videos, is there's a snowball effect. So I'm really relying on that. I still think we can hit that 1 million. Anything is possible with the power of social media. Kylie Jenner can shout me out tomorrow and I'll do 1 million in sales that one day. You can never say never. You can never stop fighting. You can never quit, because in this game of entrepreneurship, you don't lose until you quit. If I keep going until the very end, I could have 6 hours left and Drake can just shout me out on his Instagram and say, hey, go buy this product, support this business, and I'll be money. I'll be in business. I'll complete the challenge. So fight till the very end, no matter what. As long as you give it your best and you play till the last second, you can't lose. So I've had to do that all 30 days, and the building part has been hard. I finally kind of honed it in a little bit. There's still a lot of work to be done, and I'm not gonna stop working. That's one big thing I've learned about this business so far. One thing I've taken away from the challenge. It's affected other parts of my life, like my personal brand. It's hard pumping out all this content while still doing this, right? People can barely post on Instagram once a week, and they expect me to post on TikTok every day, Instagram a couple times a week, a new YouTube video every week. All of those things, juggling that on top of my actual business, my marketing agency, and all the other little side projects I have going on. It almost feels inhuman. And I'm very proud of myself for being capable of doing it, but you start to cherish little seconds more and more. You realize how much time you waste as a human being, how much time I've wasted myself, because nobody's perfect. With all that kind of bundled in, it's a lot to think about, it's a lot to wrap my head around, but I'm confident, and it feels good to be back in the mix, in the grind. Even if I only finish with 100 grand, I still built a fucking $100,000 business in 90 days. That's better than 99% of people. On top of that, like at the end of the year, it'll probably be $1 million business anyways. I have no worries. There's no stress on me. I just want to keep going. And like I said, I want to prove what's possible. And that's the whole reason why I started this challenge. I think that summarizes everything. Hopefully you guys like this little debrief. Best believe when this challenge is over, I'm going to fucking wild out. I'm buying a bus down. I don't give a fuck. I'm going crazy because I earned it. Day 30. That's the wrap up. See you guys on day 31. Challenge continues. Break rules, never make them. She act up, I replace her. Make a million, then say some. Make a million, then say some.